know what it is, the Front Left podcast, Front Left of all conversations. You got myself, Tezza, and I'm joined with
Trey.
I'm Josh, LFTS.
We are here today, just us three.
Yeah,
There's no guest in the building.
But there's somebody in the wind.
Well, yeah,
We're not gonna introduce. The laugh needs to say it all. But, you'll know. But fuck it, man. Yo, before we crack on into the little question and stuff, lockdown part 2 is full effect in Northwest. It's Northwest, isn't it?
Mini lockdown.
Yeah.
Nah, this is a Liverpool one.
It's not Northwest, is it?
Isn't it different parts of like the north? I swear, northeast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, different cities have different like kind of rules, I think.
Oh,
'Cause
seriously?
Bolton were already in one.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, Bolton were in one, and I
Some
think
girl had a party in Bolton on Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah, Bolton had one, and so did I don't know what it was.
Didn't they say Blackpool are having it or something like that?
They're not having it.
They're not having it apparently.
I'm not too sure. I know it's like certain places in the northwest. I don't know where else.
Shit.
But yeah, I don't want to get too into this all lockdown business and stuff. I feel like some of the rules that they impose.
It's a bit mad. Did you see that?
Really makes sense.
He said he might lift the rule of 6 for 24 hours on Christmas.
Day.
For 24 hours?
Yeah, for Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day, so people don't have to obviously because it's Christmas Day, people are gonna celebrate. But then I saw someone tweet on top of that, and they were like, "Well, you didn't do that for Eid, did you?" Because obviously when it was Eid, they wanted to enforce a mini lockdown. I was like, these guys think they're slick, but
Yeah. Boris Bojo.
it's like
Bojo, man, he's not really about it.
Also because if anyone's watching, the caps we're wearing today, AG collection, so go check them out. Obviously there's people listening, so I'll put the information in the bio for you to go and check before you're thinking, what are you talking about? I'm listening to, I'm not watching. But yeah, go check them out.
Come on.
Nice quality caps.
Liverpool brand as well.
Yeah, Liverpool brand
as well. Yeah.
Black business.
Yeah.
All of them things there.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to get into it today. So obviously for the people who are listening, we're going to do something a little bit different because we haven't got a guest. So in front of us, we got a bowl, and in the bowl,
there's hot pepper soup.
There's a food challenge.
There's fucking paper.
Didn't quite sell that there. We've got a series of questions inside this bowl, and we're gonna take turns to answer the questions that you may get to know us a little bit better.
Okay.
Well, to be honest,
it's not even just us. I think
just in general.
Now I was gonna say we don't know what the questions are. Like so, we've all written the questions, but we don't know. Basically, Josh and Trey don't know what I've written, and vice versa. Nobody knows.
So we're gonna get our lovely assistant here. Oh,
hey, do you know what this reminds me of?
The lotto. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Oh, how many did you get? Just one.
Just one.
Okay, go on. Yeah, you can read that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, our lovely assistant here is gonna read it.
What was your highlight of quarantine?
Oh.
Trey, you can start.
You go first.
Oh, thanks very much. Highlight of quarantine, I think, was just connecting back with my mum again.
Okay.
I wouldn't say we've never really like disconnected, but quarantine's been a hard time for a lot of people. But she's one of the few people that I know who's thoroughly enjoyed it. Seeing her 2 sons every single day, even though it like pecked me head. Fucking, she's just so happy. I've never seen her this happy in a long time.
That's good.
Nice.
What was yours, Tesky?
I think just taking a break.
Yeah,
taking a break. Usually, there's always something going on. Just either I'm busy or I'm making myself busy, and I think the lockdown just came at a time where it was just like, yeah, just take a break, relax.
That disconnect.
Hey?
That disconnect.
Yeah, well, disconnect in a positive way. Just like relax. You don't need to always feel like you need to always be active or trying to do something or looking for the next thing. So I think during lockdown, since lockdown, it's just been like, just take time, basically.
Yeah, that's good. Mine was Tour de Scouse. who was
What was an athlete, you know?
I was actually an athlete for a month.
1 month.
A month, and then man became master chef and put on pounds. I was eating. Yeah, that 1 month where I got my bike, I literally hit like from, I think I did like different bits, but if I did the whole kind of circumference, I did from like the furthest I got was from the other side of town, so it's not town but Kirby ways.
Yeah.
So Seafort, not Seafort. Is it Seafort by Kirby?
I don't know where it's
Spot Forth or something.
No,
Nah,
the
I think
Seaforth from
Seaforth.
Liverland, but I don't know whether that's by
it's
Kirby.
by Kirby ways, and then all the way back, going back then to like Gattaca ways outwards. And I haven't been like them ends since school, and like going to like different parts of Liverpool just on a bike. If I'm not gonna lie, my legs were knackered, they were destroyed. I think I've cycled now that I'd never need to ride a bike ever again in my life. So I think that was my highlight, because I never knew there was some of the trails that I did. I was like, rah, like I've lived in Liverpool like all my life, and there was some bits that I was like, oh, I didn't know that there was set trails about. And it was mad because I was googling like bike trails around Liverpool, and that's how I was like planning out like my rides each day. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I started going through Google Maps, looking at like where I could see scenery. It's mad because I'd only look where you could see spots of water and grass, and then I'll hit like a marker. Then I'll ride there, and then I'll just go from there. So it was decent. It was good to see like that part of Liverpool that you'd never really see. Yeah. And then it made me look at it now. Like there's some houses that I've seen, and I was like, right, this is like, I would like to live in that kind of area one day. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The second question, come on. Oh,
I love the assistant. He's picking it out.
Oh, you should pick an seven.
Josh just took your microphone, bro.
Wait. When will you marry?
Josh did this one.
It actually wasn't me. It wasn't even me for this one.
Oh,
man.
mad.
Wait, how old are we all now?
28.
Let's do it 27.
27. Yeah.
Oh, shit, my birthday in 2 weeks, innit?
Your birthday's in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, yeah.
I'm quarantine, locked off. I'm still 26.
Fair dues.
Fair dues.
Do you want to go? Are we doing it the same order again, or?
Yeah, I might as well just go
Go
on.
on, go for it.
My auntie, I went London this weekend, and my auntie asked me the same question, and I was just like, you know, I've got these studies. She goes, when you gonna be serious? I was like, I don't know, but not anytime soon. I reckon, you know, see how I get on in the next couple of years. I'm gonna turn 30, so you know, I need to have that party first and then get it all out of my system.
Once he has to party it out before he
Fam, we've missed a whole year of partying.
It's true.
Me was looking at the beginning of the year thinking, shit, I need to settle down. Legit missed a year. But then I want to live it up with a babes for 1 year or something and be like, yo, relax, man.
Girl took
It's not too late to get a camera, you know.
Fam, like live it up for a year. But I feel like I've always said it. I wanna be like before 30 at least. I got like 3 years still. But when you start getting older,
Well, you want to get married before you're 30?
even 30, I could get married on the dot just before my birthday. Make sure that marriage is on the 24th. And then 25th. Really big one.
But why before 30 though?
I'm not gonna lie. When you get older, things move a lot faster.
Yeah, they do, but marriage, I don't
I
feel.
know, man. Man could legit meet someone now. Could be someone I'm speaking to now. And be like, after next year, boy, this could be my thing. 28.
Fair
Be
enough.
like, yo, you want to get married? 29. Engagement party before my 30th. Traditional. It's all done. But then again, it depends on the person. If she gets pregnant, I have to marry her there and then. I have to, bro. I have to.
On this day.
I have to, but yeah. But ideally, 3 years, but then time's ticking. So it might be mid-30s, isn't it?
Mad.
Yeah.
I don't really have a time frame, to be honest. I don't, like I said, take time. Marriage is not at the top of my mindset at the minute. I don't even think it's in my mindset in the next 5 years. If it happens in the next 5 years, it happens. But I think there's more likelihood of me meeting someone, settling with them. I think I could probably have a child before I get married. Just because, I don't know, I've changed my mind over marriage. at one point I was like, I'm always gonna get married, but I don't know whether, not that I won't, but because I probably will. But I don't think it's as important as I thought it was when I was younger. I think now I'm just relaxing, I'm just here, innit? First of all, I need to meet the person, like you said, but you don't know, you can't really plan for how you're gonna fall for someone or how someone's gonna fall for you for that, you know, the initial time for you to then accelerate to when you think, oh, I want to marry this person.
But I feel like if you meet that person at 30 or 32, your kids would be coming in like the next year.
I think the kids might be, but I don't know whether the marriage will be. So it's one of them.
I want to enjoy my wifey for longer. This is the thing, it's kind of selfish because you want to enjoy the suckleness.
They're on a clock though as well, innit?
Yeah.
So,
Depends on the age though. Just because we're 33 don't mean
if
she's
you get with
33.
someone younger, like 25, and you're like mid 30s,
Oh, I don't think I can do that.
I could do that, you know.
That's too much of an age
With
gap
those-
for me.
You're 30 and then...
If I'm like 32, 33, I can box off a 25-year-old.
I don't think
Hey.
that's too much.
Nah. See, I couldn't do 27. I couldn't do 27, 18. That's a big gap.
Nah,
But
not
I can
that
do-
madness.
I can do 30. I can do 35 and 25.
I don't know. Just because, I mean, I'm just thinking of it with myself. Depends on what they're like. Because I think even though I'm this age, I still think sometimes I'm in my head, I'm a bit more mature than the age I am. But then at the same time, I'm still very youthful. So it just depends on the other person. Because me being at 35 and then getting with someone who's 25 and they still want to be how I was then, I think I'd be like, nah, this is too much.
Yeah, but then what I'm saying, set gal, look at it, some of the girls that you know, the with some some older geezers in it, so it's like, nah, it's true. It's true.
Nah, it's true.
If I speak.
Nah, speak.
Or forever hold your silence.
Nah, but
No,
it's
it's
true.
just funny. No, it's true.
It
Nah,
is
it's
true.
true.
It is
It is
true.
true. Security
You actually
and
look at
everything,
like
innit?
older men and like you feel like, but I think it's weird when an older woman looks for a younger man.
But what? Oh, I was going to say something then.
What are you gonna say?
Oh, I'm not going to say that.
So what?
I don't know I don't even know what he's gonna say.
Actually, no, fuck it. The box might be
box?
special.
This one's at the box.
Oh.
The
box.
vagine.
No, but I just don't get it. Like, why does a older woman, like a bit older, want a kid who's young?
She might want to feel young again, innit?
Yeah, maintain that youth.
Yeah, but like,
Them man might not be patterning it right.
yeah, maybe.
You know,
I don't know.
we come with some new ideas, you know, some more elegant, some more, you know, some more ambiance and all that shit.
Ambiance.
But obviously you mentioned about the age difference. What about people who have like arranged marriages? What, like, that must be mad though.
Okay. I don't want guys to be like, if I speak, but
Yeah.
like,
Because you're gonna say in the Indian community.
in the Asian community.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was speaking to my
Arranged
friend
marriage,
about it.
like it's a madness.
It's a madness.
it's a madness.
But it's so normalized. Like it's very, very, very normal.
But I don't know how they can't marry for love. So I was speaking to my friend, and
Security.
she was telling me because all her friends got married when she was in uni, and she isn't. I didn't know there was a lot of Indian and Asian people in Kenya.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till I met her, and she was telling me like there's a big strong community like that. So because her family lived there, they don't really have the Asian ideology. Do you get what I'm
Okay,
saying?
grew up in Africa.
Yeah. So they allowed her to be like, just marry someone who has the same religion. You don't need to get arranged marriage. But she's talking about like all her other friends, and then they got arranged marriage, proper young. But then, are you actually marrying for love? Like,
Have you seen Unorthodox
No.
on Netflix?
yeah.
Have you?
I've heard
Based
good
on a book.
things, so.
Basically, it's about Hasidic Jews. So already, I mean, I didn't know a lot about Hasidic Jews. They're a very, marginalized, very small community of Jews, but massive Jewish community in America. And this book, which was now turned into this Netflix series, was basically based on this woman's life. So it was written as like kind of autobiography. And it's basically about the Hasidic Jewish marriage. And some of the rules are so interesting. So when, for example, they're not allowed to touch each other until the day of their marriage. And then when they do get married, they have to sleep in separate beds for their entire marriage. And when the woman is having her period, she has to sleep in a separate room. There's all these rules, and it's just mental. It was so interesting because as well, it's factual. And the way they did it as well, there's also a documentary that was made after it. Because obviously when you're representing a group like that, you know, for Netflix or for a TV, you need to do it with a lot of sensitivity and a lot of care.
Yeah.
But
So sleep in separate beds for the whole marriage?
they have to sleep in separate beds for the whole marriage.
Bunk beds or something?
No, and it's about this woman's life, and she married this man, and she was horrendously unhappy, and you're not like, he's not allowed to see her hair. There's all these rules, and honestly, and before she gets married, so I think before she loses her virginity, she has to like dunk herself in this bath. It's mad, but watch it. It's basically about her life and how she basically escapes it, and she basically runs away, and she moves. I think she moves to Berlin. She goes to this music academy, but it's really, really
I've seen it advertised on Netflix actually, but
It's
I
called
never
Watch it.
Orthodox.
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I watched it in a day. I've never watched something like that where I've just banged it out. The way I cried, the acting in it is superb.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, you feel it. It's so real. It's almost like a documentary. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. But yeah, watch it.
And you're the ones making
The making of
Okay,
Unorthodox.
I'll
So watch that after.
watch it
Okay,
after.
okay.
Yeah. So watch Unorthodox first, the series, and then watch the making of it after.
Perfect.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Lovely assistant.
Next question.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Go, baby. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Okay, so your ex wants your babies.
Mad.
Would you have a child with your ex?
When you say your ex, what are we talking? The last, like, what, like, I need some context. It's the last ex you had, or what is it?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I never.
Just looking at everyone in general.
Just an ex.
No, your last relationship.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
let's
last.
just do
It
your
doesn't
last
have to
one.
be a relationship, but the last person that you felt a serious
Some
serious
like a potential
connection
or-
with. Yeah.
Mad thing. So what's
The
the
last
question
person
again?
you had feelings for.
Okay, read the question again, please.
Feelings.
Your ex wants your babies. Would you have a child with your ex?
So this is a tricky situation, this one, man.
I'm gonna say no. Just
No, sir, not
Straight
me.
away, no. I don't
I need that
think.
meme.
Not anything against the person. It's just that I don't think that person would compliment me as being a parent
In terms of
in terms
like,
of raising the child. Not me and that person together, as in having to raise the child. I think it'd be too different. I
okay,
think it'd be not polar opposites, but it'd be
like a grudge match.
yeah. It wouldn't. Not even because they were on bad terms or anything. I don't think it would go.
See that's interesting. I think in terms of that I think they did or they do have the qualities to raise a child fantastically, do you know what I mean? But as time's gone on, do you know when you feel like you know somebody, but then certain patterns, certain events happen and you start to think, did you rush certain things before you got into that situation, or do you get me? So like for me it was more compatibility with me and that other person rather than
Yeah, but this is more about would you allow them to have your
no.
child?
No.
Okay.
Because for me, if I get married or have kids, I only want to do it once. Obviously, never know what can happen, but for me, it's kind of like I just want that family unit just solid and tight.
What about you, Josh?
Probably.
You okay? You crying?
Not even crying. The last person, no. Nah, it can never be a thing. But then, if we're looking at set people, there's some set people who have amazing qualities.
Yeah, there's some
That
people. Yeah.
you would feel like I actually like.
You mean if you could go back and you had to make a choice from?
Like not the last person. That can never be, man. That can never be. But like, there's set people that I feel like that had amazing qualities. But it's mad because from the inside or the outside looking in, you never think that person had great qualities. Like, but it's like when you got to know them, you're like, rah, these are kind of the qualities that I feel like you'd be a great wifey to have, or the mother of my kids. Do you get what I'm saying? Like fucking, I don't even want to say a name, but like fucking
I knew you. When you said wifey, I knew you were actually talking about.
Like, she's got amazing qualities. So like, I always look like.
Listen, I hope man speak about me like this. You know.
Yeah, man. I hope so.
That's nice.
Yeah, she knows it because I tell her.
Oh.
And she's got like great qualities, but then there's set things that that me and this person can never work. But she's always been like the pinnacle of like
Mad.
yeah.
Man said pinnacle though.
No,
That's
she's
the top.
But she looked like the people who's born to do that. She was born to be somebody's mother. Like
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I said
That's a
I
compliment.
know about that
Yeah,
person, because
Really big.
I don't see, without going into stuff too much, but they won't even mind me saying that I wouldn't see them being the mother, because they've kind of given me that that kind of energy, or not even energy. They've said that really, so that's why I'm like, nah, I don't think it would be necessary. But like you said, if there was other people and you had to think back, then only a few. Only like two.
There's only a few. There's only a handful. Yeah. You know who's for the good time, and you know who's actually like
Riding you.
yeah. Wait, boys, don't cry. Yeah. Come on, lovely assistant.
Reminiscent.
Imagine if you were like kids at the same time. Front left part 2.
That'd be
That would
sick.
be sick. That would actually be sick.
Boy, this is a good question. Whoever did this. Right. So, have you ever looked for revenge? If so, what is the worst thing you've done?
Ah.
That's a really good.
That's
Who
a
wrote
really
this?
good question.
Go on, Trey.
Oh shit. Okay, I was very young at the time. So, sorry, read the question again.
You wrote it, my brother.
I know.
Have you ever looked for revenge? If so, what is the worst you have done?
I wouldn't call it revenge. I'll call it being petty and being a lad. Let's say. I was seeing some girl at the time.
Wait, are we using this for girls, or are we using this for actual revenge?
This is
Be
the
fair.
revenge.
Be for whoever.
Okay. Because I'm a petty person, so now I'm thinking like there's one for Mandem and there's one for girl.
What's a random, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's categories, you know.
So yeah. Anyways, this individual made me look like a fool. So I thought, let me get one back up on them. I knew that they had a disagreement with another lady, and I knew the other lady kind of had the hots for me. So I just went there, done my thing. The funny thing is, the day I done my thing, she see me with that other girl.
Right, the same day, you know.
But this is the thing, we split up, like, well, not split up because we weren't together, but we stopped chatting in it. But
Yeah.
I was like, rah, this turned out better than how I ever expected it. Because I got the end result. But yeah, I was young back then. I'm a change man.
Josh, you can go next, because I can't think.
There's loads. I can never let someone get one up on me. You can never.
Don't you think that's a bad thing?
No.
I think that's
you can never get one up on me, because
Can't have
one day
that-
I'll
that
come
kind
back
of-
and I'll finish you basically. So there's been a couple though. Like even from like a Mandem perspective, where that's how beef starts. And if someone does something, you need to get somebody back. And there was a period of time when I was younger where someone said something, you have to retaliate and you have to say something back. And I remember man had the most long-lasting beef with some money kid because of over fucking, I don't even want to bleep out her name in it, but after this is when we was young. Hey man had beef with me even when we was in uni still. He was just looking like, it wasn't even like, what was actually mad? He tried to say something, and this is BBM days. It's actually funny because I'll never forget this. He tried to say something. So he tried to cuss, so I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm going to broadcast your photo to everybody. And I was like, rake this guy. And everyone was like, nah, this guy's ugly. The way I was, when it was Screen Munch days, innit?
Oh my
A little
god.
munch thing in the bottom.
Found the way I was just screenshotting every reply. That's why, when we ever used to go money, him and his boy, they used to screw every time.
Yeah, when we said.
That's because I finished man that bad. You can never let it slide.
I'm trying to think what he looked like,
Oh,
man.
bro, he was ugly. He was.
Shit.
And then, yeah, especially with gal. There haven't really, not many. One person's got me up, but that one person that's got me up, I need to get her back, and it will have to happen one day, and it will have to go down. But apart from that, I can't never let no one say that they got one up on me. I think it's a personal vendetta for myself.
Don't you find that tiring though?
Not really.
Yeah, it's good. That's what I was gonna say.
It's
I
not
think that's
really.
exhausting.
It's not
Always
exhausting.
thinking that you gotta be on the one up.
Like, you have to be on the one up, even if like you have to be on the one up. Like you have to. You can't.
So
you can
have
never let someone else slide you.
So have you never like been in a position where I wouldn't say you forgot about it, you remembered it, but you've not really paid it much thought, and then you just seen them, let's say, either on road, and you thought, okay, cool, this is not your one chance, but like,
because I haven't left it that long where I haven't been one up, so it's never been to the point where a long period of time has gone past where I've actually forgot. It's either dealt with within a time frame.
But do you think if you either had a longer time frame, you would have maybe been like, actually, it's not worth it? Or do you still think you would have just still...
No, I think that's just my personality, innit? I just can't let, especially like the set people who are just dicks. But then, who actually, the people who actually do need to deserve it. Like, I will never do it intentionally to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be that. I'm never the instigator.
Okay.
I'm the...
But what about the whole, don't be bitter, just be better?
No, but have you ever seen... But tell that to the Equalizer. Tell that to
the Equalizer. I said tell that to Denzel.
I need to watch John. Oh, it's so sick.
Tell them to them, man. They're equalising, settling scores, man. So you have to do that.
Mad.
So basically, yeah.
For me, I don't know. I'm different. If something happens, then I'm not really one to hold a grudge. Or if I am, then I don't know. I can be petty if I want to be petty, but the most of the time, recently, when I say recently, I'm like when I'm older. I just think let it run its course. Like if someone wants to do something or be a specific way, then that's just how they are. Like I'm not gonna stoop to that level because what's the point? If I really wanted to be petty and I really wanted to throw shade, then I could, because I can speak to people in a way that makes them feel stupid. But I just think there's no point. If you've done that to me, then somehow that will happen to you naturally. Like I don't really need to go for revenge. But if it's I can't really think of anything, but I do remember in school, like at one point, there was, obviously I've got longer hair now, but when I used to have braids when I was younger in school, like, I remember there was this kid, he was in the corridor, we were walking to, what last thing we were going to? I think we were going to DT. We were walking through the corridor, and then the kid was like, they were asking questions about hair, like, oh, not trying to be like racist or anything, but they were just genuinely asking questions about my hair. And then one of the kids was like, oh yeah, basically he was like, I'm gonna grab your afro. So I was like, to him, don't touch my hair. Then he's like, no, I'm gonna grab it. But I'm calm in it and I'm chill. So I was like, if you grab my afro, I'm gonna slap you across the face. Like I'm like, you'll know about it as well. So obviously because I'm not a violent person, so they thought, nah, nothing of it. So like as I walked past, he attempted to touch my hair. So, and you can imagine, the corridor's full, by the way, and I just turn around and they're on his face, across his face, and everyone was just quiet, and everyone was like, and I was like, I did warn him because I said, don't touch my hair like that, and he was just like this. He didn't know what happened. He didn't know what to do. Everyone was just shocked. He was just shocked. And everyone was just looking, and then I just went to class. And then that was the end of it. I didn't get in trouble or anything. I was like, nah. I've done, actually, to be honest, I've done it to another kid as well. Where it was actually the same kid, but it wasn't for something different. It was actually the same kid, but something different because people used to like try and get at him, but then he used to try and get at people that he knows that wouldn't retaliate. Okay. Yeah. But I was like, you can't do that to me. The people you're doing it to are little people. They won't retaliate because they're just little people. Yeah. And no one's, not saying like I'm super popular, but like I know like I'm get on with everyone kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, if you do that to me, I'll actually hit you across the face. And then I just smack them in the face. Wow. And yeah.
Drums rolls, please. Summertime. Yeah. Oi, you can read this one out. You're back in time.
The toilet break.
It's okay. There you go.
Lift the mic up a bit.
Oh, this is a sick question.
Go for it.
How would you like to be remembered when you're gone?
Mad thing.
Dead.
Boy,
In
that
brackets.
man said dead.
In brackets.
No, just in case, like, no one, like, just to clarify, you know.
That's a
I'll
sick
go
question.
first. Just
You
as
wrote
long.
that? I knew it. Trey, you're coming with a lot of gold, like, a lot of, like, good stuff.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I'll go first. Just as long as I set a good example in my community that then rubs off on whoever I can pass that on to. That way, I'm happy. Like, it doesn't have to be anything major, but how I see it is like, if my granddad set a good example for my dad, who sets a good example for me, if I have a son, do the same, it will continue. Then that's what I've left, because that's the blueprint. You keep on the blueprint. Jay-Z had the blueprint, but I've got my own blueprint, and then that just continues. So that's all I'm happy with. And as long as I don't do anything mad in this life to tarnish that, then that's all good. But yeah, to be remembered as the guy that that made people laugh or smile as well. I think that's me.
Trigger.
Thinking deep.
I'll just go because he looks like he's on another planet.
Oh no, yeah.
I was thinking, man.
To be fair, I just want to be remembered of. I want to have a mark, so something that someone or people have seen something and automatically think, "Oh, Josh did that." Not to be either way. Like, I don't want to be one of them people that die, and when they die and not knowing that people didn't know that they died. I think that's one of my greatest fears. So you know how people just die in their houses and like weeks go by,
No one's
and
aware.
no one's aware, and they're like, rah, like that's very bad. Like, how can someone isolate themselves to that point where no one actually really remembers them and being a blip? That it's very sad. But I also want to do something where I don't want to be like a postcode bad boy. I don't want to be like an urban legend. I want to be something where, like the pod, for instance, people now will look at that and be like, oh shit, these man did this, or something like that. People draw inspiration from and then go from that. So that's something how I like to be remembered if I do die.
That's it. If
I'm living forever.
fair enough.
Probably something similar along the lines of what you man both said. And I wrote the question, but I didn't even
Figure the answer.
figure the answer for it. But maybe like what I'm feeling now, maybe it's more sort of, you know, how I wouldn't use the term give back to the community, but how can I impact a community? Obviously, you got your family there that you look after. That's the main thing, you know. Trying to make sure that you do better, help set them up for success, so then they have an idea of where they want to go, how they want to live their lives. But how you can impact the community, even if it's just a little thing or a massive thing, just your community, because I think that's important.
Nice. Move on to the next question then.
Okay.
Very stern look there from our lovely assistant Gaia.
Whose handwriting is this?
This man is atrocious.
I think she's trying to.
She's trying to
Google
decide
Translate.
something.
What did you think your life would be like by 30?
Yes. Well done.
Thanks.
Jeez, that was a struggle just to even read the question.
Fam,
Dyslexia, Josh. Remember that?
that's what I was saying. I did.
Dyslexia.
It's real.
Bro, it's your handwriting. That's the issue.
That man, the words are spinning. Don't watch that.
Oh my god.
Hey, if I was with hotter guys piercing me with her eyes.
I said the words were spinning.
I'll go for this one. I thought by 30, I would be on 30k, but hella rich for 30k. Not like,
To be honest, 30k when we were younger looked different to
That's-
30k.
that's what I'm
now.
saying.
Yeah.
so not the 30k that I want now. 30k now is like 20 bags. That's it. But thought I would have had like, I thought I would have been grown Like I thought I would have been like a grown guy.
An adult.
Yeah, I don't even consider myself adult.
Yeah.
Thought I would have been 6'5". 6'5" grown.
You're not far off.
So sweet. Man. So sweet.
Trey.
That was so shady.
So shady. You're a bad person, you know. Don't let me throw them flying words at you.
Josh is coming back for revenge.
Yeah, grown. Fucking. Do you know how I realized that my life wasn't gonna be like that? First year uni. I was like when we got into uni, and we was going through the motions. Because I swear, when we was young and I looked at people when they said they were like 20, 21, 22, 23, they looked different. And then when we got into uni and then when we come to graduation, I was like, rah, like, this is not what I expected my life to be like. And that's where the realization sunk in. And I was like, what I thought my life was going to be like is completely different than what it actually is going to turn out to be. So, yeah. Really.
I thought by the time, not even 30, by the time I was 25, I was like, yeah, probably have my own house. Might be with someone, you know, doing like proper job, like family. And I was like, got to 25 and I was like, this ain't it. Like, what dream I had when I was like 7, 8 and stuff. It was like, nah. I think that's because it was just, that's how it was for my parents. But then, obviously, all those years go past and the world is completely different. Times have changed and like what Josh says, he's saying he doesn't really feel like an adult. I don't, but I do at the same time. Sometimes I stop and I look back and go, rah!
When people say, I remember this woman was like, oh, let this man go past for a kid. I was like, which one? Like, I was like,
It happens, to me all the time.
Like, so I didn't get it. Like, I really was confused. Like, even I look back like, well, where's this one?
Nah, it happens to me all the time. Even before when I went to get sweets from the shop.
Dead selection.
No, they
by the
weren't
way.
there. Come on.
I'm just going to say,
Nah,
they
Jake
were
and those
absolute
okay.
shambles.
Thank you.
The watermelons, yeah, they're top tier.
The rhubarb
other
and
things
custard
were
sweets are paying.
madness.
Oh,
we
she
talking
doesn't
about?
know.
They tasted like
I went
baby
before you
sick.
came, I went to get sweets and I gave these man sweets. Jacob knows they were good.
Yeah, man.
Guy didn't agree.
I'll be honest.
See, it's the opposite for. See, the rhubarb ones are better. But anyway, I was in the shop and the guy was like, the man was like, I had my headphones in and his son was like walking past and I was trying to walk past and he was like, let the man walk past, let the man walk past. But I had my headphones in. So I was just ignoring it, thinking, let the man walk past. And then, like Josh said, he's talking about me. I was like, shit. I was thinking, I'm a man.
Like,
Oh, the worst ones when I went to Zambia last year, and she's my cousin, but obviously it was so funny. We're walking up the stairs. She's only like 4 or 5, and then she's like to her mum, this uncle walks very slow." I was like, "Nah."
Oh, shit.
I was like, "Which uncle are you talking about?" That's just about me. It's like, this uncle works very slow. I was like, "Nah." I was wounded for that day. I was like, nah. These little kids are actually looking at me as fully grown adults. I was like, no.
Yeah, this uncle, man, your uncle in there.
I was like, it pained me.
That is actually mad. This uncle, you know.
It's peak, but yeah, go on.
That is funny. So, probably similar to Josh. Or I think maybe it was my second year of uni, and I was just like, shit. After third year, like, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna get a job? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? But then taking it back to when I got my first ever job, and I got that first paycheck. I was like, yo, this is dead.
It's dead.
Yeah.
So
It's
dead.
dead.
Because I got my first job when I was like just turned 17.
No, not gonna lie. I thought we was rich. Yo, in when we were 16, because we was in Walk and Go, I was on 650 and now man thought, yo, bad boy. Man thought I was boiling.
Nah, to be honest, I got that feeling because me and Trey had the same job, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a mad time because when we used to work there, what was it, like £8 something?
That's the thing. Then it was a lot for someone who was young. But
Fam,
yeah.
I was buying trainers every single week, and obviously I was still playing tennis back then. I wouldn't say we were ever poor. We were always like okay, but you know, growing up now, I understand what money is.
Yeah.
So I see like what my mum earns, what my dad earns, and I was just like, shit. Like I thought 30k, like at the age of 30 would be fine. You know, I'd be happy with that. Nah, like
and I'm not even ready to start parting money with kids. Like,
Yeah.
like the people, like now for real, like I'm not in that mindset to be like, now my paycheck needs to be divided by 3 people. Like in my head, I feel like if I had a kid and a wife, both of you need to have a paycheck. Like, yo, we all need to be stacking. Like,
Just sending the 6-month-old to school, you know,
yo,
to a job.
I'm gonna try and monetize off my kid. This is why all these parents create like Instagram pages for their kids.
That's true.
So they can start bringing in some sort
Modeling or
of
something.
revenue as well, man. So yeah,
jeez,
it's mad.
Just
It's fucked up there when people monetize the kids.
Yo, there's one Chinese baby. Not that one. Not the one.
Is the
that
one they
does,
posted you today?
Yeah, the pauses kid.
Yeah.
You know, baby drip is not cheap as well.
Not
Like,
cheap.
it's still
not.
like 200 something quid, but they're monetizing off him because he's getting all these modeling gigs and so on, and it's a way to capitalize on people that can't really. You can make them work. It's not slave labor.
It's a violation though, because they can't consent to that.
I was gonna say,
100.
do you know,
You know what I'm saying?
Joe, the money, does that go into like a pot for the kid when
Probably
they're
not.
of
No,
age?
it
or-
goes to them.
the parents
The
are the
parents.
ones who are in charge. The kid doesn't have a say so.
I know, but like,
No, but it depends on the parents.
Yeah.
What they want to do with that money.
It happens to bare child actors. It happened to who was it now? He sued his parents because they spent all his money.
That's mad.
It happens to a lot. It happened to my guy as well. Aaron Carter. I want candy. Dun, 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 dun.
Aston Kutcher.
No, that Aaron Carter. His brother was in the Backstreet Boys,
Alright.
and then he was young when we was coming up, and then his parents from the ages of 9 to 18, because you become legal at 18. He's making mills, but how you gonna tell me that he was 18 he only had 2 million in his account?
wow.
It's peak.
Like,
Down to the parents, innit? What the parents.
yeah, like a lot of people say.
Motives are.
Okay, go for it.
Right, next question. What secret conspiracy would you like to start?
I've got a mad one.
You go for it. Test it.
So it's not even that. It's probably been pushed out already, but I think it happens. So you know the way they like. You hear in the news like the royal family and
Lizard people.
Lizard people.
yeah, lizard people and they
You never heard
yeah.
that? You never heard that?
No.
It's like as big as mole people.
Who's mole people?
The people that live underground.
What?
There's a
like
whole,
a whole society of
Yeah,
it.
called the mole
Yeah.
men.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and plus like there's also things that
Hold
like
on. Go back. Go back.
Okay, so there's like underground cities, but I generally believe like like in like this old
Who said this?
No, this is legit. You know, there's old London, like underneath London. That's not even not a gas. There's actually like little cities on the they build over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you build over like
And
over.
how'd you get to
The first time
I
I
don't know.
seen
I
that
don't
was
know.
like the Industrial Revolution when they had to build like the underground stuff like that. Like
there's cities underneath, and like even like old like Viking towns, which are now modern day cities, they're being built over.
Didn't they discover Venice underground?
Is that what they did?
Is that Venice or somewhere else?
So
Not
who's
too
the mole
sure.
people?
Okay, so more people are people that live underground in these cities.
No, I don't believe that.
But
I don't know about the mole
But
people.
there's okay. So perfect example. You will never know this. I only found this out because we was doing a uni project of this. So in Manchester, in Liverpool, did you know there's a whole underground tunnel system all around Liverpool?
No.
Yeah, because they built it and they shut it off.
Mole people are homeless people living in large cities in underground subways, railroads, floods, and sewage tunnels.
Okay, that's not the mole
That's
people
not the
I
mole-
know. The mole people I know is people.
I thought you were talking about like a mole human hybrid.
Yeah,
nah, none of that.
But
None of
like-
that Master Splinter things.
but there's actually like
Ninja Turtle things.
we build over stuff. So like there's like parts of like which you think it's actually level. Well, not actually level. You need to believe that there's another below where there was a city below us.
Yeah, this part.
So like on this parallel universe thing.
No.
This is legit now.
Not even like on the parallel. Not like Stranger Things.
Okay. See, you know where you live?
Yeah.
Where there's a road. I'm just saying hypothetically, but there's another block of houses that were underneath your house.
So basically,
You
they
just-
created that part of Liverpool on top of that when that was
yeah.
destroyed or
And what's happened
whatever.
to the people underneath?
What people?
No, the people have
It's
obviously
just-
died out and stuff.
It's
It's just that like
yeah.
how Liverpool was
I'm on to you.
beforehand
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
So-
then it's.
So what's
Yeah.
this Elizabeth?
Well, I don't know about the
Okay,
lizard people,
the
but
lizard
I was
people.
gonna
What's
say.
lizard people?
Well,
They say
legend.
that the reason why the royal family live so long, they're like lizard hybrids, but that's just a lie.
What the actual?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna add to that like my conspiracy. was that
But that conspiracy's been going for
Yeah.
years.
So also as well, because some of them like is it Prince Philip who looks like
He looks fried.
Yeah, he does.
looks
but
fried.
then
That's what I'm getting.
the juice man was something.
that's what I'm saying. So like I think this is a mad thing. I've heard parts
I
of
say
like
stem
Is
cells.
this,
you
is,
say-
this
yeah.
your, is this the answer to your question?
this is my conspiracy,
Go on,
but I've
go
heard
on.
it in other things
Go
of
on.
different parts. So basically, like Alex Jones one time was on Joe Rogan podcast and he was talking about like, you know, when like certain babies go missing and like kids aren't found and stuff, they take parts of those kids and they feed it to the celebs and they
Yeah, so
they
there's,
drain the youth from basically kids that are gone missing.
So
So
there was.
basically,
the
my
life force.
conspiracy I'm pushing
I
out there
believe
is,
that. I believe that.
some of these royal family they eat kids.
Yeah, I don't think they eat kids,
No,
but I think
but-
they eat stem cells.
Yeah.
So from
To keep them going for longer.
from embryos, because stem cells can actually there's actually research where you can use stem cells now to rebuild limbs.
Yeah,
So
It's,
I genuinely
um,
feel like
it's in amphibians as
yeah,
well.
yeah. So like I genuinely feel like they're eating them, and you know what? Yeah, like they have the money. Look at the Queen is 98 and she's still whipping in a rangy.
Innit?
They tell you
One
can't
hand.
drive past 70.
Have you seen the
How
strength?
is this
to
90-year-old?
drive-
How is this 90-year-old mama still whipping?
Mum.
Yeah. But I genuinely feel like they're because there's one. I think they're not not Native Americans, but I feel like wait did UK colonize New Zealand?
I don't know.
it's
Not
gotta
too
I think
sure.
it
I
is.
think it is.
But
Yeah.
there was a whole a whole thing about these 14 missing kids, and that actually documented where the Queen and Prince Philip. This is in the 80s, and these kids disappeared. They went on a day trip, and they disappeared, and there's no trace of what happened to these kids. Like on this day trip, the Queen went to go and visit when they're doing their rounds of like
Just disappeared.
they disappeared, just gone.
She had them for tea, for afternoon tea.
Fam, you never know. Look at that whole wardrobe thing that came out recently.
Yeah.
What wardrobe thing?
So basically, it was in America, and I can't remember what the shop it was, but they were like,
Oh, Wayfair.
it was a Wayfair. Okay, it was a Wayfair. They were releasing wardrobes, but for mad prices.
Oh my god!
and
Oh my god! I'm
and
on
they
to
were
you.
giving them these next names, and people were like,
But
"What
then
is this?"
missing people names.
But they were the names of the kids and the people who were going missing. So people were like, "What the hell? Are they using that as a ploy to like actually sell the people that are going?" Because you see a wardrobe and it's like 15K, and you're like, "What?" And then naming it the girl went missing last week, or the man that went missing and
But it's
stuff.
the exact same model, so why would they have a different name if there's the exact same model that you're selling?
And there's only like one in stock.
Yeah.
That's really fucking weird.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's so much underground stuff. But
There's bare when it comes to trafficking and eating.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like eating, not organs. I genuinely believe that there's true cannibalism and people eat people.
Yeah.
Same, bro. Have you watched Luther?
Luther,
No.
the-
Have you seen-
about the devil.
Luther, nah,
The
bro.
one-
Have you not
the
seen
one
Luther
with
with Idris Elba?
Idris Elba.
Oh, okay.
There's-
Yeah.
Have you not watched Luther?
I
You're
haven't
welcome.
watched all of it. Only watched
Start
a
it
little bit.
tonight.
Okay.
It's meant to be.
It's sick.
Meant to be
It is
sick,
actually.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite British series. Luther. There's an episode. So each episode they follow a different crime. So in one of the episodes, I think it is the first series. There's this Don that just yams humans, and it's a madness.
Yeah.
And it's the way he drinks the blood, and he is actually really really mad. But watch it. It's mad. And then there's that other one on cannibalism called
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Hannibal,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen Hannibal.
Hannibal.
And Hannibal
the-
Lecter back in the
Yeah,
movie.
but Hannibal, the TV
the series on
Oh, the
Netflix.
TV series.
Mad.
It is all banging.
It's mad, innit?
Yeah, I used to watch it because it used to be on Living TV back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like it
Nah,
was
I
too techy for TV.
Yeah.
It actually was.
What's your conspiracy or both of you?
It's a conspiracy.
Sound like J Hus.
I have
It is the big conspiracy.
I have a
No.
feeling.
I have a feeling.
That'll be good. I have a feeling that when you meet your doppelganger, you have to kill them.
What are you talking about? Doppelganger?
Yeah, but
I see bare of them though. On I see bare football lookalikes. The
Who look
No,
at
but
you?
if,
No,
if-
but
if
if
you
you
wouldn't
don't
recognize your doppelganger. Have you not heard this? If you
Whoa.
wouldn't recognize your doppelganger
Why?
Why?
because I've read something somewhere. I don't know where, but if you were to walk past yourself in the street, you wouldn't recognize yourself
Now you're lying.
because you look at yourself Jacob,
Nah,
run up
no,
Google.
I get what you
Run
mean.
up Google. It's a fact. It's
No,
a fact.
I get what you mean because how you perceive yourself is different to how someone else is perceiving it.
see.
Like, have you ever seen? I don't know whether you've seen it, but like I used to play football. When I used to play football, and I remember someone recorded me running, and I was like, and I done something sick, and I scored, and I was like, "Yo, who's that?" And it was me. But like it was, because I don't know how I run. Do you know what I mean? Like you know how you run, but you don't know how you run.
Yeah.
Just you know when you watch footballers on TV, you know how they run.
Yeah.
You can imagine you running on TV, unless you're an athlete and you see yourself, but it's different. And I was a bit like, whoa, you perceive yourself, and apparently how you see yourself is different to how someone else sees yourself.
So
as well.
with the whole doppelganger thing, I've heard that like there's only a very small like difference between yourselves. Like it's in the eyes.
Oh, is it?
Apparently, yeah.
But so you're going on the basis that everyone has a doppelganger.
Yeah.
I heard that. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's true. But you can't kill your doppelganger because it's not like a parallel universe. It's just from someone who.
No, I
just
thought
has the
the
same
question
features.
was what conspiracy would you like to start?
Oh, okay.
But I do believe there are doppelgangers though.
Yeah, there's obviously so many people that you would look. You see them all the time where you see like Asian version of that person and you see the spit or.
Oh, I see all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be
something like
watching.
that. Okay, I know
No,
what
but
you
I'll be watching TV and I'll be looking at someone and I'm thinking, that black person looks like the white version. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Chinese Morgan Freeman.
nah, exactly. Like today, I was watching old school like R&B videos. And you know, A. Marie, is this one thing? And then
Amory.
is it Marie?
No.
Oh, is it? She looks the spit of Kourtney Kardashian. You get Google, someone bring them up and put A. Marie's face and Kourtney Kardashian, and you put them side by side, and you're like, even Google it comes up saying A. Marie and Anne-Marie and Kourtney Kardashian when you Google it.
You want to do it on the screen?
Right,
Yeah,
that's
do it.
Anne-Marie, so that's the wrong one.
No, A. Marie as in A and then E R I.
Just write Amory one thing. It's
Yeah.
the
Is
one
it
thing.
Amory
it's
in
the one
it.
thing,
A-M-E-R-I.
I don't know how it's one. I think it's one.
Um,
Her and Kourtney Kardashian look quite alike.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
But like type.
no, because you said quite alike.
I said the spit initially.
You said the spit and now
Yeah.
you're saying quite alike.
Okay,
now
no,
we
no.
pulled up the pic. You
No,
want to
no,
go
I
back on
think
your
they look
word and
alike,
say
a lot
quite
alike.
alike.
I don't know. She doesn't.
Type Kourtney Kardashian A. Marie
Wait,
in the
because-
same
I don't see
thing.
her.
I don't see it.
I don't see her.
I don't see it.
She looks. Is she Chinese?
She's like black and Chinese. See, it comes up. See, it's a thing. Now, if you go on the images and stuff,
I think she's paying, bro.
they're both. I think they're both. Right?
Okay,
Nah,
You can.
bro.
There's not even there. You
Little
can see it. You can see it.
A little.
Oh,
No, I
that
don't
picture
even
where
see
she's
her.
holding her face, if you go a bit down. Yeah, there.
Here.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I see it, to be fair.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
mean,
even. That's not even
That's
Anne-Marie.
not
That's
Anne-Marie.
someone else.
oh,
Sexy buffalo.
That's them too. That's the two of them there.
There's this one thing she got me dripping.
But yeah, Josh, start your conspiracy.
Okay, so this will what. So you ever played Assassin's Creed?
No.
Do you know what? I bought it yesterday. But
Yeah.
I haven't actually played. Yeah, it's cheap on the PS4. Anyone who wants to buy it, go on PS4 online, $5.99.
So in Assassin's Creed, they had this whole thing where it was called The Truth. I think it was the second or third one, where it was about like where we came from and we was made in aliens' image, and the whole Adam and Eve thing is like it wasn't like an apple. It was actually like a genetic code. But it was
Okay.
like Adam and Eve, and we was made in their image, but we was made to survive. And these celestials died, and then we lived and survived, and we've got the ball of Eden basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that what they portrayed on Assassin's Creed was true, and we're aliens, and like, but these people like they know how they kept their subconscious, like.
Have you watched Altered Carbon?
I was gonna say that's the one where it's got the thing on the back of the
Yeah,
head, isn't it?
that's what happens in Altered Carbon.
Well,
Like what you're talking about, like subconscious, and people come back from, like, people die, but they don't actually die. You can be re-uploaded. and-
oh, not that thing where he comes back to kill people.
Yeah, have you seen
I've
it
seen
on Netflix?
trailers.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
similar.
trailers.
It's a similar concept.
Nah, but the Assassin's Creed, the truth one is amazing. And then yeah, what else are those? Yeah, that's it really. And then tell people like all these things that you see in film propaganda
Oh,
are,
yeah.
are real.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
fucking superheroes and Avengers and aliens, and I think
especially anyone who likes to read books. If you read A Brave New World, Aldous Huxley, or 1984 by George Orwell, like
Big book.
big book.
Name.
It's hard to read, you know. Even I was reading it and I was like, it's a bit confusing because they make up parts of their own language in it. But if you read that book, and the whole gist of it is like Big Brother's watching you, which is like now artificial intelligence. Like everywhere you go, there's always cameras, or there's your phone's always there, or stuff like that. And it's like rebellion of the civilization who go against this government who control everybody, and they want to rebel, and then they're rebelling by creating their own language, and then they have their own language, put Big Brothers out to watch them and control them. It's kind of what's going to happen in the next couple of years, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah, but I won't go too into that because I went on a rant the other day on Twitter. But yeah, transhumanism and stuff. Let's go. Drum roll, please.
Okay, man, she's looking at it like, sorry, next time I'll read them.
Right. What regret do you have, and what would you do to change it?
What regret do we have, as in so far in our
Anything?
life?
Yeah, in your life, what do you have?
Like one regret or like something ongoing?
How many regrets you got, big man?
There, so many,
Yeah,
brother.
quite a few, to be honest.
I have about 5 just from today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What you regret already?
Nah,
you speak, let me hear.
I'm joking.
I'm interested now. What happened?
Nah, I actually don't have very many regrets. I like, do you know what it is for me? It's like regret where it's like, I could have handled that better. Or
yeah.
I could have said that. Like,
Yeah.
I was at an event the other day, and there was someone that I actually should have spoken to, and it's been overdue. Like I should have spoken to them, and then I kicked myself
What,
half
did
a
you
little
have
bit.
beef with them?
Yeah, I wouldn't say beef, but there's a lot has happened, and I just saw them, and I was just like, we should really speak, you know.
It's clear,
And,
yeah.
I went over, and I was just like, I should really, really speak to you right now, but I'm just not going to. And the next day I was like, I should have spoke to them, but the fact that I didn't also speaks volumes. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Also, don't
Do you know
force
what
it.
it is?
Yeah.
Just
Wait.
because I want to speak to them doesn't. You know what I mean? You don't know how the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
person's
yeah.
going to react, and
Your head overplays it. Like my
Yeah.
head does it. Like be like killing me off, and then I flap it.
Everyone
Yeah.
does that though.
Yeah.
You create a scenario in your head, don't you?
but then also imagine if I did. I would have gone over to speak, and then that would have. Do you know what I mean? It would have just acted as another catalyst for just more regret, and also I might have gone with a mad energy. Who knows what could have happened? But
Yeah.
in my life anyway, I'm a very impulsive person. When it comes to things like regret, I'm like, maybe it burns me for like an hour or so, but
Get
you
over
gotta keep
kind
it
of thing.
stepping.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
On the move.
Remove.
I don't know. Regret. Trying to think. I don't know when I got anything major. Just I don't know. Kind of like what you said, not maybe regret, but like obviously it's hard to say now because I'm older, but my mindset, if I was able to change how my mindset is now when I was younger, I think I'd be a different person. I think I'd be more of a doer. It's actually in a personality trait. I'd be more of a just get up and do it. And just think, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'll get up and do it instead of thinking about something for so long, and then once you actually go to do it, it's like, was there any point? That's maybe the only thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably just something that's probably a trait of mine, just holding things in sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, just say it how it is. Do you know what I mean? Nothing's gonna happen if I don't say nothing, so I might as well say something, and then just live with consequences, roll the punches. Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, set decisions in younger life, to be fair, that I should have played it differently, or not blame certain situations on the situation, but actually assess it and be like, you know what, I should have been accountable at that time in that period of my life, instead of being like, it was because of this reason. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of things that I regret. But then sometimes I regret, like, there's periods in life when I was younger, I was just lazy, and I was like, fam, you just wasted some opportunities.
Yeah.
Just being lazy.
Yeah, but do you not just feel like time heals all wounds? And what's that other thing where it's like, for me anyway, like maybe you were lazy then, but that could have been a short-term sacrifice. For me, it's like short-term sacrifices equate to long-term
Gains.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So okay, you were lazy then, but maybe you had to be lazy then, and the fact that you can even recognize it and go back and be like, right, do you know what, I was actually lazy then. That's part of you had to be lazy then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even really call that a regret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus it
You're welcome.
plus it reminds you of a time.
You're telling him things he wants to hear. That's right.
It's true though.
That's
No,
true.
it is
But I tell
It is very
myself,
true.
my biggest regret, I don't have a maths GCSE. That's my
Is that your
biggest
biggest
regret.
regret?
But I think
To this
GCSE,
day.
I think GCSEs are just.
It's not about having the qualification because I went
Why don't
uni.
you
I don't
take
need
the
it.
exam again?
But it's a personal thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have minimal GCSEs, and with maths, it was the one thing that I could just never. I could never get it.
You've got a
Yeah.
degree.
Exactly. But that's just my regret. Where it's like
But
the one thing in my life.
As
It
you've
doesn't mean shit, but it does inside to me.
as you've just said to Josh, because that was your regret and you're like, in your head, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't done that. That might have then given you the energy to be like, right, I'm DJing or, you know, degree. I'm never going to be like how I was.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
no,
could have
true.
been the catalyst to be like, right, any opportunity, I'm not
I
going to.
like you so much.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so funny. You took the exact same words
Is
I
that
was
what
going to
you
say
were
to
gonna
Josh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick.
Great minds. Think
Go ahead.
alike.
Right, next question.
Next question. How many? We're on an hour. Okay, cool.
I'm so hungry. That triple cheeseburger's calling my name.
E.
McDonald's, you need to sponsor, man. You know, boy, I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving
Interesting. So, how long do you have to be with your partner before you move in together?
it. I can answer this one.
Go for it.
So, if you asked me this a couple of years back, I'd be like, nah. But I feel like, depending on how much you like that person, like, if you really like that person, I could do it in, like, instantly.
Instantly?
I understand what he's saying because it's quite
yeah.
dangerous.
I know, yeah.
It's quite dangerous because if you start speaking to somebody, right, and let's say you just got like a block of time, let's say you're off work or something like that, or you're on holidays or something like that. When you spend a lot of time with somebody together, like that's increased a lot. You know, if you like back in the day, if I would like see somebody, I'll meet them maybe like once, 1 week, maybe in 2 weeks' time when I got money. So like the actual contact time's not that much. So I was seeing them for like 4 or 5 weeks, but it's only like not even up to 2 days. You get me? So.
But I know some people, like I have some friends that when they start seeing someone, it's like that's it. They spend every day with them. Like
But I see that more in
they're
girls.
immersed into their
Yeah,
life.
I hate that.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it in boys as well. I've got a lot of male friends as well. I do see it in boys, but with girls, it's like it's the comfort blanket of just being habitual with someone, being like the getting to know part, and like
come as it's happening.
yeah, and also
Yeah.
it's like I'm not speaking from experience because I'm not like that at all. But the getting to know part is just like it becomes intensified really, really quickly, and it's like a lot of girls that I'm friends with, like what they want from this situation is essentially a relationship-esque. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dynamic. So the quicker it becomes habitual and like really like,
Routine.
do you know what I mean? That's when it not only gets boring, well, it does get boring, but it feels mad intense, and it's like, okay, well then we could have only been been chatting for a week, but
Yeah.
we're just seeing each other every day, so it's just become so much quicker.
Yeah.
That's dangerous though as well
So dangerous.
because
You're only presenting like to that person when you bear in mind when you first start talking to somebody.
The best bits.
That's the early days are the best because you don't know me. I'm very, very concerned when people tell me that they like me. You do not know me at all. That's really, really weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether we've been speaking or whatever, you don't know me. And you need to remember that when you're talking to someone and when you like someone and you want to get to know someone, you are presenting the best version of you. Living with someone is a different ballgame.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you like me now because, you know, we're talking. I want you, remember that I want you to like me as well. Whereas when we're living together and I'm waking up and I'm moody or I'm leaving my, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
when you're in that circumstance, boy, yo.
so
Wait,
dangerous.
wait.
So dangerous because like
It's mad.
You never know how to live apart, have that contact time away. Do you get me? So like
The dependency factor. It's like you don't know how to be, but like you're just gonna be. Oh, that's my biggest fear. Biggest fear.
I get what you're saying but then I feel like I've deeped it, but the way I speak with someone, if I'm really like standoffish or I don't really like chatting to you, I think that's the level of how much I like you. I don't really like you in it.
So basically, this is gonna sound funny. It's like your level of engagement with that person.
Yeah. No,
shows how much you like them.
like that person.
Fair enough.
So then, if you see like, man, it is not. I can never do it. I've never been to the point where I'm on your case.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter how much I like you, but if I'm willing to speak to you on a regular basis, you're the first person I speak to. You're the last person I go to bed speaking to. Like, then something triggers in my head. I'm like, fam, like, it starts.
Do you fall
moving.
quite fast?
What?
Do you fall quite fast for people?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah. Don't think I've got that. Don't know. I don't know. I feel like.
Do you guys think he falls fast?
Only on certain occasions, but in general, no. He's very, very, very picky.
Yeah. Okay, the best way to be.
Like, I think set aspects can catch, man. But then if I really like you, then
Yeah, the lips.
the lips, the lips, man, you will get you. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, fucking, I had someone that I didn't even think I was gonna speak to on a regular basis, and it was gonna be like a big thing, and it did. Whack became like someone who was like really cool. And
But don't you think they're so much better that way? Because it's like, I always say this to one friend in particular, like, when you force it, I've got one friend that's like, I want a man, I want a boyfriend, I want a relationship. And it's like, you're forcing it because you're just going to end up inadvertently settling for someone. Because when we're a situation like Josh's where it's always going to be so much better when you don't know if it's coming. Do you know what I mean? Well, that's how you know it's raw and it's fresh and it's like, raw, I didn't expect this. Whereas if you're actively looking and you're like, raw, I want a man, how do you know if you are actually into them or you're into the idea of actually just wanting anybody? Do you know what I mean?
Because you've already got it in your mindset and your psyche. Like, you're
But
just
that's when it actually
looking
comes
for it.
about naturally. That's always going to be so, and it catches you by surprise as well. That's always going to be so much nicer.
But sometimes the whack, can.
For fuck's sake.
No, I'm being serious. Sometimes the whack can do a madness
Coitus.
to you where you're like,
I know.
yeah, you can get cocky mad, and then you so like it's one of them.
fucking mad, you know.
It's actually one of them. But,
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much time we got left. We might not even.
I haven't even said my answer.
We might not even. we might not even get this question. But you know, I think I asked you guys this question yesterday.
Wait for him to say his answer before you ask the question.
Yeah, so for my answer, it was about moving in. It's more so, I know what I'm like. So I always think of it, how am I going to be living with them rather than how are they going to, like how am I going to adapt to living to someone else rather than them adapting to me? Because like, I'm very particular with certain things. Like I've got OCD tendencies in certain things. So if someone's in my room, in my space, and they move things in a particular way, I get moody about it. And it's not even me.
Rightly so. I'm not going to lie. Rightly fucking
Yeah, but
so.
it's not even, sometimes I don't even notice that I get moody about it, but something just triggers in my head and I'm just like, you can't put that, how that has to be in
But
a
also
certain
your
order.
room and your space is me and Sade's just been here Sade's just been here this weekend and we were literally having this conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Your room is essentially your sanctuary. Like you're coming into my space. She literally said, she was like, when I get married, I genuinely want my own bed. I know that sounds mad. I know that sounds mad.
I've said, how many times I've said this? I'm gonna have my own room.
But it's really important.
Bro, I've said, because I know what I'm like, and
Me too.
to save the my own sanity, I know at times I'll just have to be in that other room on my own.
Okay, you can have your own room, but like to sleep.
No, they'll have a bed in that room as well.
Mad thing.
Obviously, I'll sleep in the other room.
When I had a boyfriend. No. You're gonna die.
Get your quarter.
So hypothetically, if your babe's now said to you, you've been in a relationship for a year, your babe's like, let's go and get a place.
After years, calm.
No, I'm saying a year, you never lived together. Are you gonna look for a 2-bed or a 1-bed?
Do you know what? If I had the P2, I'd actually look for a 2-bed.
Yeah.
So would
100%.
I. Trust me.
100%. I know what I'm like, especially with certain things. Like I can't even explain it. Like just certain things trigger my head. Things have to be in a certain way.
When I had a boyfriend, we couldn't sleep in the same bed.
Oh,
like
serious?
ever.
Like not ever, but like
Yeah.
there was just certain things like the way he slept and the way I slept. You know, like it was just like you know when you try and put two magnets together, it's not going like.
Yeah.
Like the way I sleep, I'm like I'm all like nice and tucked in, and he was just spread out, and like he would always like grind his teeth in his sleep,
Oh, mad.
Okay.
and he'd genuinely throw bangs in his like he was a mover.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, this ain't working. And I'd honestly just like sleep on the mattress
That's
on the
another
floor.
thing sometimes I do. If
Yeah.
I'm restless in my sleep, because I've had like a long limbs and stuff. I've done it before one time. Elbow my uncle in the jaw, man.
Do you know what I mean?
But like, because sharing, like, it was on a blow-up bed thing, and I'd roll and just going bang. And it was like, yo. And I'm like half asleep, just not knowing what I've done. They knocked my poor uncle out kind of thing.
I get mad hot when I'm sleeping, especially next to somebody
That's what I
else.
mean, body
Yeah,
heat, like
yeah.
body, and
It's
also like
crazy.
sleeping with someone is actually so intimate, you know, like
Yeah.
sex is obviously intimate, but to me, like you're in my bed and I'm sleeping next to you. That to me is more intimate
See,
than sex.
I'll-
Sorry,
I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe,
that
maybe.
after sex and you have to sleep with someone.
nope.
I need to chip. No,
Absolutely,
for real, I need to
100%.
Yeah.
Because
Don't touch me either.
Man can't,
Don't touch me.
because if I'm
I hate
chilling
it.
and you're cuddling me now,
Nah.
there's just some feelings I need to dip.
No, I get it.
And
I
I
get
need
feel
to
like
that.
so
process.
Fully get it.
Because people take it the wrong way, but I'm like, yo, fam,
I need my
like,
own space now.
Yeah,
Like, just
me and you, like, if you're my gal or I really like you, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
first is now build this connection, and you're building more of a connection, and I tell you tomorrow, I don't like you like that. Well, go on.
No, I get it. You seen on Mine from Kids when Michael has Michael's World when Junior gets
Yeah.
kicked out. Essentially, that's what I'll need. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like that, but
Yeah.
I do need my own space, my own
it is
sanctuary.
actually a necessity in a relationship. Like you need to have your own release and your own space, and like
Mm.
do your own stuff and have your own friends and have your own life. Like otherwise,
Yeah.
what you're like, it's so unhealthy to make your partner like the epicenter of your world. That's when things will go mad.
True.
That's when you can't grow, they can't grow.
Don't even think for yourself then.
Like that's a madness. Yeah, that's so important. So like, obviously, you don't need to have like another fucking separate room, but you need to be able to have a space
Yeah.
where you feel like you can go and be like, right, this
I mean,
is
like,
my
that-
space.
that I'm
And
probably-
whether that be in your house or whether
Yeah.
that be an external like venue area, whether it's your marges or even, do you know what I mean? Like even something like
Yeah.
coming here,
Yeah.
you've got that release because
That's what
when
I was
you live with
gonna
each
say.
other, little things can, like my ex didn't live with me, but he was at my yard every single day. And after a while, like little things would just begin, like little things that you don't think would piss you off would just
Yeah.
piss you off.
Yeah, I like it. Fucking if fucking are we gonna bleep this out too?
I hope so.
You're the one saying the names.
If it was like here, we'd be calm.
Yeah,
If
but
it was
you
every
too-
day. It was like, yo.
Yeah.
But even you're chatting with the texting thing, I'm not gonna lie. Don't text me. Like I can't reply to your text every like.
Nah, he means literally in person, kind of.
No, I get what she's saying.
But like
Oh,
you're
okay.
saying, Josh said like I'll text him morning, text him in the evening. With my replies, I'm absolutely awful, and it's like whoever I'm talking to, you need to recognize like. First of all, don't send me question marks if I don't reply to you. Don't double text me. I've seen your message and I'll reply to it more time. You'd actually rather me reply later because that means I can actually give you the time and the energy
Yes,
for
thank
me
you.
to reply. I reply.
I get that. I fully
Don't.
hear that.
I always used to
I
get
hear
roasted
that.
about texting, man. I'm not.
Do you know what's mad?
That's
fully
gonna
hear
push me
that.
away,
Do you know
bro.
what's mad?
Nah, I get
I
it.
don't like texting people. But
Fuck all that.
when you like when you really like someone.
Yeah, when
now,
you like someone,
Yeah,
you
of
are
course.
on your mind. Yeah.
But same way, still
I'd rather
life
take-
will still come at you fast. Like
Nah,
sometimes you
but
can't actually
when
reply
you-
to their
when
texts
you
and
like
things like that.
someone, yeah. Like I'm telling you, yeah, once you like that person,
You get invested in it.
fam, anyone can text you, blank everybody else. Like
That is
Yeah.
true. It's
there
true.
used to be a period like it's not even a running joke, but I'd only text a man and I wouldn't text nobody else, and everyone would be like, "Rah, why doesn't your boy text people, or why doesn't he text people first?" Because you haven't reached that level where I consider you that I'm gonna text you. But then when you find a girl like, you're like, "Rah," like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm texting her, and I'm like, she's now like man damn priority. I'm like, "Rah, like where did you get up here so fast?"
And also, if the conversation's nice and like
Conversation's dead, but my
Nah, but I think
She
he
knows
means
that,
that.
she knows it.
I mean that he.
I told her.
Because she's. I think
dying.
he means because she's already reached that level, so he's automatically gonna go.
but you're like fulfilling and providing content for a dead convo. You're doing that, Josh. Dead convo.
Ooh,
That's mad.
Do you know what I mean?
that's extra work. That.
What are you up to? Not much. Cool.
No,
You?
we don't say
Yeah,
that.
not
We don't
much.
say that. We don't say that.
I use phone call people.
WUUT.
FaceTime.
Not
when
really.
When it gets to,
I like a voice
The same
note.
level,
yeah.
I know
Voice
you
note.
do. I'm not.
I hate a voice note, but
I love a voice note because I can actually like talk. I can just say what I
Yeah.
want to say.
And you don't have to. It doesn't have to be continuous. The conversation.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
They
I
can
love a
listen
good
back
voice
and it's
note.
personal, and then they can reply.
Yeah.
They got the time.
But like, you know where you're like, this is when I was young, like when I was still in secondary school, you're like up texting till late under the covers, like, you know, when you're having them combos where it's so late and you're just like texting it, and it's like, oh shit, like how did it get to 4 a.m. and you're just like texting, like, I missed that.
See,
Do you-
man.
Yeah.
That's what
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man.
When I was younger, and it was probably on just like BBM, probably,
Yeah.
or like even like MSN when
Oh,
I had to
MSN.
log in.
Phone just pinging
I
off.
was MSN and I had to run and like.
Do you know what I used to do? Did you ever say to people like, I'm going offline, but you just leave it on?
Same.
But you didn't want to, because you didn't want to go offline to know that you don't want them to know that you're actually still online.
Do you remember the broadcasting when people be like, oh, broadcast my pin?
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
just broadcast it to that one person. Are you onto
Oh,
one?
right. To one
They'd be like, oh,
person.
broadcast my pin. I'd be like, yeah, bro. And I'd just be like, broadcast it just to you. I wouldn't actually broadcast it.
That's so funny.
I never did that. I just broadcasted it.
Go on, what was your question? And then we'll round it up.
Probably just the last question. Ask you also as well, since you're here. Is it important that the person that you're looking for has to be 100%?
Yeah.
100% what?
100%.
So like, no,
100% what?
not 100% into you. Like, let's say you're looking for like a checkbox or somebody like, oh, she has to have this, she has to have that, whatever.
Oh, shit.
But like, that perfect person for you might not be the 100% that you think is ideal for yourself. Do you get me?
So they tick all the boxes.
I
Do you get
understand
me?
what you're saying. Okay.
What is 100% these days?
That's what I mean.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And also as well, like,
Subjective.
oh, that's such an interesting question because me and Shadi were literally talking about this today. Like, there were things that, like, from my first relationship that, like, lacked that then my second relationship didn't lack. And it's like finding that balance. But now I've had these two relationships. It's like, obviously, like, you're gonna have to settle for certain stuff. Like, they're not gonna be perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, my ex-boyfriend did not like me going out and he didn't like going out. And I really suffered because I adore going out.
Yeah.
And I really genuinely think because of the amount of drama that we'd have over it, I really think that it sounds mad, but that's gonna have to be important
Yeah.
for me and
Also,
for the next
no,
person that I'm with. You have to enjoy going out, and especially where it's like character and personality levels. Like, I'm a big character. I need someone that can ease me down, and I like. Do you know what I mean? Like, it needs to kind of like.
Could you get with someone else who's a big character as well? Or do
Yeah.
you need, or you could?
But
Okay.
I haven't. I've always gone for people that like really neutral, like
opposites attract.
yeah,
Yeah,
opposites
kind of
attract.
thing,
But I'm
yeah.
thinking that ain't fucking worked. So I think I do want to like be with someone that's a big character, and also like when you're coming into my life and I'm introducing these people, like, you need to be quick on your feet. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to feel comfortable. Like, if I leave you in a room with my friends, like, you'll be good, and
So that's a big thing for me. Like, no, like it's
that's the most important.
that is the most important. Like, you could be the most deadest. No, I don't even want to be rude.
But for example, like if your music taste is like heavy metal or like I
Do you
don't know,
what? I could differ from
I don't-
that.
I don't-
I can
But
differ
no, but that's
from
what
that.
I mean. Like, I don't
yeah.
mind. Like, that's important as well for a relationship. Like, I don't want us to be the same person. So like, you don't have to be 100% because I think you're right. Like, there's not that going to be that perfect person. Like, what they lack, you might make up. And what you lack, they might make. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna all like fulfill and aid each other. So I don't think there is such thing as like 100% for me anyway. So yeah.
I think as well, when you're looking for that quote unquote 100%, you kind of like shutting off other potential avenues. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, when my auntie asked me that the other day, I was just like, oh shit.
I think what I realised when I get older, that what I'm looking for somebody else, I don't need it as much as I don't need it as much as in somebody else, because the older you get and the more you kind of change and the more, I don't know, whether it's confidence or whether self-aware and stuff, you realise that like there's certain things that other person can never actually give you. So you need to just be secure that you're your own person. So like, I don't really think there's ever going to be someone who's 100% for me personally. I think if I can find someone who certain morals intertwine, and then, you know, like you said, personality, or like Josh was saying before, like they've got to be able to like not like my friends, but
No, my friends have to rate you.
Yeah,
like,
my friends
that's the
you
thing,
have to,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you
Can't
come
be-
into my life
yeah.
and I'm introducing you, like, you're coming into my life on that level, like, where I've let you in, like, you know my family and you know my friends. Like, again, that's that very intimate stuff. But for me, like, it's basic things. And you'd think I'm a madman for saying this, but like, manners. And I know that
That's not a massive
I know,
big
but,
thing.
but
That's a
we,
big
thing.
but I expect everyone to have manners, but
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know.
That's
Basic
true.
manners,
It's how we're
basic
raised though,
respect,
innit?
like basic
how-
manners, basic respect. Being able to like not be like like dumb, but like I want you to have an opinion on stuff. I want you to be like socially, politically aware. Like, I'm not saying you've got to fucking have like degree, nothing like that, but like you've got to be able to challenge me. And I want to have debates and I want to have conversations. And you've got to have a good heart and your intentions have to be pure. Everything else in terms of like your tastes and, you know.
they come second.
That-
You know what's
that-
mad? Not many people can have debates, because I even find it hard to find a girl that can like hit me up with like more debates. Like
You haven't met your right person. I was saying this today. You haven't met the person in your life that you're meant to be with. There's no one on your level that you've met. If you are saying to me that you haven't met a gal that you can
seriously,
you haven't met her yet. You haven't met her yet. Simple as that.
There's not
I
many
haven't.
people.
I know I get that
in
because
terms of stuff that we read and things that we're interested in. Like there's people that are interested in, but when it comes to the whole reading stuff, I always say to people like, what you read, what you listen to, like podcasts. Like people always ask me like, what series you watch. I don't really watch TV to be like I can't tell you series. I listen to podcasts, so I can tell you my podcasts and I can tell you like stuff that I've read. And then when I ask them like, what do you read anything? They look at me like
I haven't read since
school or some shit like not many. But I feel like I used to think there was a lot, but it wasn't. It was the company that I kept that read the stuff that I read. So then when I speak it to the outside parties, you realise not many people are actually interested in these kind of stuff.
Very, very true.
I found the same. I've been told by girls before that they're intimidated by me because because no. Because of she's like, I've had it a couple of times like during lockdown where you got more time to chat to people. They're like, because they watch the pod or just whatever in conversations, and they'd be like, I think you're too intelligent for me, and I don't know what to say to someone next time. It's like, well, what do you want me to do?
Do you not want my kids?
For real.
There's never going to be that. But
anybody that says comments like that, they don't realise that like making a comment like that is basically an inadvertent way of like
downplaying themselves.
Yeah, and also
exactly.
like they're basically they're not
distancing them.
They're putting it out there that you need to subordinate yourself in some way. Like, why do you have to dim your light so they can feel like their light can shine brighter? Do you know what I mean?
There's a whole thesis that I read like a couple of months back. Not a couple of months back. It was halfway in lockdown. That was a couple of months. Yeah. I'll send it. I'll put it in the group. Yeah. So this doctor wrote a whole thesis on it and how people deem stupidity as attractiveness.
I know they do.
Yeah. Especially when it's to women.
Especially with gal. Like,
yeah.
Do you know how many times, like, especially now working in nightlife and like when girls have had a drink, do you know how many girls I see like playing dumb? I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely done it in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm so embarrassed that I've done that. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely like, I don't know, it kind of plays to the whole like coy porn. I'm going to go and say it's like...
No, Amanda will probably hate me, but I don't really care. It's like some males have a fragile ego.
Yeah.
So like when they have a woman who's really like, dominant or they're about
so
it, they're like, rah. That's normally me.
For me anyway, for a girl to like dumb herself down and like act all like, do you know what I mean? Like ditzy, whatever. It's what you're saying. It's fueling that male ego and making them feel like the guy, the fucking alpha. I don't know why I've got a Scouse accent.
Yes, I can.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of them.
Girls do that.
So do I.
Sure. Well, you know what? That was the last question because we're
Jeez.
We're nearly at time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, as we said at the beginning of the pod, we were rocking the AG collection caps. So, I think it's agcollection.co.uk. I'll put the information in the bio anyway. We had our lovely assistant, G33,
Thank you very much for having
Gaia
me.
Huja.
Big up Jacob. I've been terrorising him for the last couple of hours and probably tomorrow morning as well.
But yeah, that was just us. The Front Left guys on their own for once, after like 3 months of having guests. But, guests will be back soon enough. But have you guys got anything to plug?
Just on the YouTube, innit? Search Front Left Podcast. Front Left Podcast. Search Front Left Podcast. And on all the social platforms also as well, Front Left Podcast.
Over and out.
Wait.
Peace.
Wait.